Miraculous Ladybug is coming back soon with a new hour-long special on October 5th called Miraculous World London, followed by Season 6 of the show sometime this winter on Disney+. With that in mind, I want to talk about the leaked trailer shots we have for Miraculous London, what to expect from this special, and the new seasons that follow it. Now you'll notice that a lot of shots from this trailer are actually connected to the climax of the Season 5 finale, which involved Marinette putting on the powers of both Ladybug and the Black Cat in order to defeat Gabriel Agreste. While he did end up making his wish, the world we saw in a flash forward afterward seems to be a pretty direct continuation of the world that existed before. Here in the trailer, we can see that the Miraculous London special will be going back to the day of Marinette and Gabriel's battle to explain more of what happened before that flash forward. We can see one great shot in particular where Ladybug is using the Black Cat's cataclysm in order to destroy the prison that held the Kwami and gave Gabriel its powers. We also have shots of her traveling to where Adrien and Kagami were being locked up in order to inform Adrien of what we already know in the show, where it was explained that Ladybug lied to Adrien and told him that his father's death was to help defeat Monarch, not because he was Monarch. Now, Gabriel's wish originally was to bring back his wife, who had fallen ill because of her use of the Peacock Miraculous, which was broken. After getting ill, Gabriel hid her body in a special preservation pod with the intent of restoring her to her original state with the Ladybug and Cat Noir Miraculous. Gabriel experienced a last-minute change of heart, however, when he realized the price that he was going to pay for his insane plans. His wife was recorded on video very specifically asking him not to try and bring her back because no one else should have to die in order for her to be reborn. And though Gabriel was willing to ignore this for the last 5 seasons, Marinette reminded him that someone was already paying the price for trying to bring his wife back, Natalie. Natalie had used the power of the Peacock Miraculous under the impression that Gabriel would save both her and his wife with the power of his wish, but even without wishing for his wife to be cured, Natalie was already looking at a demise similar to Emily's. With that in mind, even after giving into Ladybug, Gabriel chooses to betray her attempt to trust him in order to make his wish. In the world that followed, however, we see no sign of Gabriel's wife. Instead, we see that Natalie's hair has returned to its proper color and that she no longer needs the special machine she had before in order to walk, indicating that Gabriel's wish was to sacrifice himself but to save Natalie, allowing Gabriel to end his life as a hero and earn his afterlife with his wife. Ladybug has the hard job of trying to explain this to Adrien in the trailer, and we also see a shot later of Marinette hugging Natalie, emphasizing that she really has become Adrien's caregiver in this new world. This woman in the flash forward that looks like Adrien's mother is of course her twin sister Amelie, the mother of Felix. The show has already been renewed not just for its upcoming 40-minute special, but also for at least 2 more seasons after Season 5. So while this finale wrapped up the story of the Gabriel Agreste saga, it set up the next saga to be led by none other than Lila. Lila had an interesting meltdown at the end of Season 5 where she was exposed as a liar to her entire class. But as most of you remember, she ended up finding the Miraculous of the butterfly after Ladybug knocked it off of Gabriel. With this, Lila is already a very powerful foe, and I personally think she could be an even more fun villain than Gabriel was. This new special takes place in London, which happens to be where Adrien and Kagami were being sent at the end of the season by their parents as part of their next big scheme. In the trailer, we can see that Ladybug flies there in order to talk to Adrien, but it's hard to say if the entire special will take place in London because of this, or if they will return to Paris first and end up in London for some other reason. One thing we know for sure is that time travel will play an important role in the story for this special. At the end of Season 5, Lila was set to take the stage as the only villain, but she suddenly found herself visited by a mysterious figure who seems to be time traveling, and that many fans think is the Time Tagger. The Time Tagger appeared in a previous episode as an akumatized villain from the future, where Shadow Moth is said to still be trying to fight an older Ladybug and Cat Noir. With Gabriel now dead, this future Shadow Moth is implied to actually be Lila, who in that episode was actually babysitting the child version of the Time Tagger, Nino's little brother. We can even see from the poster that Bunnix will be an important character to this special, as she is generally called in anytime that there are time travel shenanigans and was even involved with stopping the Time Tagger. her. However, in the various shots we see in the trailer, it doesn't look like the time tagger himself is helping her, and it's hard to say exactly what is going on here. Because time travel is so overpowered, it was the first Kwame that had to be taken away from Gabriel at the beginning of season 5 before the story could really move forward with him having the other Kwames, and something similar is probably happening here in this first special. By addressing whoever this time-traveling villain is in the Miraculous special, it will allow the series proper to continue without having to worry about the time tagger or his ability to completely change the direction of things by messing with time. As for the series proper, I imagine it to be similar to the previous 5 seasons, but of course with the kids now in high school in their weird new Neo-Paris, and Lila as the big bad. Even with Gabriel as Shadow Moth, Lila already proved she could manipulate the flow of events, particularly by making people emotionally vulnerable enough to be akumatized and turn into villains. Lila can have a much more hands-on approach to her work with the Miraculous than Gabriel did in that regard, purposely manipulating the people around her to become so emotional that she can turn them into villains. It takes the plot formula we all know and love from the first 5 seasons, but makes the villain that much more involved in the day-to-day emotional stuff that just so happens to take place around Marinette and Adrien, and will undoubtedly lead to a lot of fun situations of Marinette dealing with Lila's never-ending lies. Another fun thing that should be explored in the seasons to come are the different kids each taking care of their own Kwame. Since Gabriel was able to steal the Kwame when Marinette had them all, she has decided that the safest option is for each Kwame to stay with the person that she generally assigns them to, and with Gabriel gone, all of their secret identities are safe again. The show is known for taking these characters and pushing them to deeper and deeper places each season, but it will be fun to see how they all react to being full-time heroes now, instead of just being called to help a bit here and there. And of course, it'll be a lot of fun to see them interacting with their Kwame more directly. Chloe, of course, will not be returning as Queen Bee, but Zoe will continue to take on that role in her place. Chloe, I imagine, will have some role as an antagonist in this new story, but it's hard to say exactly how that will fit in now that her family has been stripped of all of its power. Undoubtedly, the most interesting part of the movie and the seasons that follow will be Adrien eventually realizing the truth about his father, as I can't imagine that it's a secret that can be kept from him forever. Natalie herself knows his true identity and what he's been doing for the last 5 seasons, and I have to imagine that some part of the show is going to be Adrien investigating around his home, trying to understand what happened there, and Natalie trying to keep it from him. I do fully expect at some point for him to learn the truth about his dad and his mother, however, and I could even see him learning the truth about himself as a Sentimonster. But that's a discussion for another video. But what do you guys think? Are you excited for Miraculous World London, and what about the new season as a whole coming out on Disney+? Let me know your theories in the comments down below, and while you're down there, let me know what kind of Miraculous-sona I should make for my Deepcut avatar, and be sure to check out our Cartoon Universe Discord server, where we talk about Miraculous Ladybug and other cartoons all day long. Link in the pinned comment down below. See you guys there.